Hi everybody, Paul Cameron here with SpeedUpMyJobSearch.com, and this is day 28 of my 31 days of search efficiency. And today we're going to talk about what to do with all those other companies who are still very interested in you after you've accepted an offer with the employer of your choice, right? If you saw yesterday's video, you saw I shared a tool with you on how to pick the best one objectively based on what you need and what you had set out to find when you first started your search. And if you've been searching efficiently and looking at multiple opportunities, well, now you've got to tell all those other companies that, hey, sorry, I'm off the market. And you could just cold and callous just say, hey guys, tough beans, I'm gone. you can't get me anymore, I'm off the market. Or you can do this a little bit more tactfully and build your network with those people who are at those other organizations. Because you never know, everybody's changing jobs. The average tenure right now is less than 3 years, which means those people are going to be moving around, and however you act right now is going to follow you to all those other organizations. So I'm going to show you yet another tool inside of SpeedUpMyJobSearch.com. Hopefully you've been picking up on the hint. There's lots of tools and tactics and techniques in here that will help you to run a more efficient search. But in phase 4, you're going to notice I've got a module here that is all about how to withdraw from second choices tactfully. I'm going to share the letters with you here, but of course in the tool for members, this is going to write itself for them. You can and they can email it to themselves directly from this page. You could download it here. This is a PDF version and just print it off and have it, or fill in this very quick form here. First, you need to choose whether you're sending this to a company contact or to an agency recruiter, because it needs to be written just a little bit differently for each. Let's pick company contact here. And if you're logged in, it's going to fill in your name field for you. And if you want that to be different than what your name is listed inside the site, you can fix it here. And then put in the company contact's first name. Let's just say it's Joe and IBM. And I do put the title here that you can put in. What's the exact title of the opening that you're pursuing? If you don't know what it is, you can just leave this as it is. Because in this first sentence here, and I'll show you how this works, hi Joe, I appreciate the time and consideration you gave me regarding your position. However, I just received and accepted an offer from another organization, and I am no longer available to pursue a role at IBM any further. Now, if I were to put in here that Director of Awesomeness position that we've been pursuing, you'll see that now it says, hey, I appreciate your time and consideration you gave me regarding your Director of Awesomeness position. So it's a little bit more customized and specific. However, I just received and accepted another offer. This just happened very recently, so you're letting them know, hey, I've been just sitting on this and stringing you along. This just happened very recently, and I'm letting you know immediately so that you can adjust your search appropriately. And that's important to say that because this is now causing them to potentially have to start the search over or move on to their second choice candidate, and hopefully they didn't let that candidate go. If they've been running an efficient search on their side, they've got a matrix of candidates that they're keeping active and warm while they're pursuing their favorite. And it goes on to say, hey, I've got a great deal of respect for you and IBM and hope to keep a positive relationship with you going forward. Thank you again for your consideration, and I wish you the best in finding the right candidate for your team. And then just put your first and last name, and notice it does not list a phone number or an email address, which says, please call me and talk me out of it, right? So you want to leave that information off. And we'll go over to the agency recruiter. And since I am an agency recruiter, I am politely asking that nobody use my letter on me at any point. Please, thank you. This is going to be a little bit different than the other one. We need to use some language that's going to be a little bit heavier in terms of getting our point across, yet also still that we're doing this to maintain a positive relationship. Okay, so I appreciate all of your efforts in helping me find another position, but I just received and accepted an offer from another organization, and I made a commitment to start work for them very soon. I gave this a great deal of thought, and I am firm in my decision to join them. All right, so a couple things I'll just quickly point out here. I've made a commitment is a very strong word that I'm using. I didn't just say, yeah, I'll probably start, or yeah, I told them I'd start. It's I've made a commitment means something, and that I'm firm in my decision. I've given this a lot of thought, and I'm firm in my decision, which says you can try to call me, but I'm not changing my mind. All right. And that will impact the call that you get from that recruiter. And it goes on to say, I appreciate the time and effort that you put into helping me pursue the Director of Awesomeness position. Again, if this was just title, and I just changed it up here, this paragraph changes, and it just pulls that out. I appreciate the time and effort you put into helping me pursue a position with your client. However, I request you please let them know I accepted another offer and I am no longer on the market. I plan to tell them myself as well, but since they are your client, I wanted to give you a chance to tell them first to help you maintain a strong relationship. All right, which is basically telling them, if you don't tell them, I'm gonna. And then you're going to look bad if you don't tell them that I've accepted this other offer. Sometimes recruiters will just not say anything, or then they'll say something that is going to be misrepresentative of what actually happened. Maybe they'll say something like, this person was, they did whatever underhanded thing, so we pulled them from contention. We're so noble. When the reality is you accepted another offer. They're using their inability to highlight the benefits of accepting their offer as a way to make themselves look good and make you look bad, right? And you don't want that. So you want to let them know, I plan to tell them myself, but I wanted to tell you first to give you a chance to maintain that relationship with your client, because I respect you is the message that comes across, right? But the underlying message also says they're going to find out what really happened, so go tell them the truth. Make sense? And then finally here it finishes with, my decision is not a reflection on you or the client. In this case, I keep using IBM through all these examples because it's so quick and easy to write. It's not a reflection on you or IBM in any way. I just feel strongly that the position I accepted is a great fit for me and my future. Thanks again for your time and efforts. So I hope this is helpful. Like I say, if you're a member, you can use these and have them emailed directly to yourself and maintain these relationships as you go forward. And then from here, these are people who hire people who do what you do, that are in your industry, in your local area. Stay in touch with them. Add them into your frequency schedule for your networking efforts, and stay in touch every 3 months, every 6 months, to see how things are going, to check in, to use, one of those 9 check-in emails that we talked about earlier in a previous video, so that when you're looking again in another 3 years or maybe even 10 years, they know your name and will respond quickly and think highly of you when they hear from you. Okay, make sense? All right. So, hope this is helpful, and we'll see you tomorrow on day 29.